Hello, everybody. Welcome to Entrepreneur of the Month show at Womenlines. Myself, Charu Mehrotra, founder of Womenlines. Today, we are having somebody special. Elaine Jacques is an international coach, federation certified coach, and a medical speech-language pathologist. Elaine's coaching focuses on answering the questions, what's your big goal? And what's one thing you can do today? Hi, Elaine. Welcome to Women.
Hello, Tara.
So, Elaine, please share about yourself.
Well, you have been very kind in your introduction to share quite a bit, but I'll share just a little bit more because I'm someone who loves continuous learning, which leads very nicely into my approach to coaching of continuous improvement and the U+1% today. In addition to the two things you've already mentioned, I'm also a voice therapist. I am an accent modification instructor and also a body language trainer. So
Wow.
I sort of embody what I like to help my clients with.
Fantastic, fantastic. Please elaborate a little more, maybe how you help people for the body language and other things.
So I love a really holistic approach to coaching, and that is to say, if there is something from my background of all the things that I've done in my life so far, what can I draw from to really help a client be successful to present their best self? So that's part of the reason why I went and got certified in body language training and did the accent modification instructor course and everything. Is just because I want to become the best coach that I can be to help someone really present themselves well. And whatever it is, whatever little piece or area that they need help in, that's something that I want to be able to help them in. And so I go and I get more alphabet soup after my name so that I can do
Fantastic.
that.
It's the whole holistic approach for the executive presence in terms of the body language and the voice therapy and the other tips which you can help people to understand and they can implement in their life. Awesome to know
Mm-hmm.
that. So tell me why people should come to you only for the coaching. What's something special about you?
Well, I will continue to improve in any way that I can. But no, the one thing that I really like to say about myself and that I think presents kind of who I am is that I'm relentlessly positive. If
Okay.
someone is willing to work and do what I call the action steps that they choose to do,
Uh-huh.
I will be your accountability partner. I will provide tough love if you need it. I will be your biggest fan.
Okay.
And because of my hospital background, there really isn't a lot after 16 years of working in that environment. There isn't a lot of topics that I'm really shy about.
Okay.
So I like to create that really safe space for you to be able to talk, work through, do whatever it is you need to do to feel safe, to grow, and to become what I call your more amazing you.
Okay, so you are a proper coach who provides a good atmosphere plus understanding between yourself and your client, and so that they can have the ability to ask questions and grow. Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
My favorite question I would love to know from you. Please share your views on how mindfulness, positive psychology, and emotional intelligence and neuroscience can help women to have executive presence in life. So much is being spoken around on these topics. How you think these can help women to excel?
I think that all of those are so important, and I really love this question. It's a really big question, but it's a really good
Yes,
question.
I understand. Yeah.
I like to think of executive presence as something that starts from within. And
Okay.
that's part of that mindfulness, that intentionality of saying, I'm going to speak kindly to myself. I'm going to set the intention for a conversation that I'm having, that I'm going to have an open body posture. I'm going to be prepared to have an open mindset. And knowing that you feel confident in the things that you know and being ready to say, you know what, I really want to be open to listening to understand, to choosing to say, I'll wait to understand where you're coming from, and then I will find a way to appropriately, collaboratively communicate with you in such a way that you can understand where I'm coming from as well. And I think that really starts from within. And I like to say from my medical background that the neuroscience comes in because when you have an open body posture
Yeah.
and you are using very open gestures and things like that, your body says, oh, you must be feeling comfortable. You must be feeling really like you are safe with this person. And so your body will actually, your brain will release a neurochemical called oxytocin, which some people call the cuddle chemical, some people call it the connection chemical, and it really helps you to then stay open and be able to stay in that conversation and not start doing things like crossing your arms or hunching over, those kinds of things, to really stay open. And so it all works together. I like to say it turns the spiral from being down to spiraling up to where you have a better and better communication experience with somebody else. And all of those little things work together to add up to you presenting your best self in whatever environment you're doing that, either with an audience or one-on-one with somebody else.
So you're using your body posture to communicate within yourself. I never thought like that. This is something interesting, because we always think how we are looking, how we're behaving, how people are taking us and our surroundings. But this is a very interesting point you're mentioning, that how you are using your body language, that is affecting you as a person and your communication within yourself. And you can use it positively. That's interesting.
Yes, it is. There's been some really fabulous research done that just shows 2 minutes, it's Amy Cuddy's research, 2 minutes of power posing will help you be perceived as more competent and more confident, even if someone doesn't know you've done those. Just how you come into a room is going to be just that little bit different because of what your brain-body connection has done. So it's really fascinating, and I always think it's wonderful to be able to give a tool to my clients that will help them be perceived more positively, something that they can do that will help them feel better and then present better.
And I suppose it is not same for everybody. It's all different for different people, because everybody's having their own thinking pattern, the way they carry themselves. So you cannot generalize it, is it?
For most people, if you stand, Amy Cuddy talks about it like being in the Superman pose, which I can barely do in the camera, but you know, your arms out and your legs out and everything, that helps your body release those chemicals that say, I'm feeling powerful, I'm feeling confident. You'll see other body language trainers talk about, you know, if you do the steeple or the triangle, they call it various things, this will make you seem more powerful. It depends, I think, a little bit on your comfort, because if I do this, I feel a little bit weird. And so that's going to reflect in...
Not everybody will be comfortable.
Yeah. So I encourage my clients to do what feels comfortable, and then maybe try just that little bit more to stretch themselves, just to see how it feels. But you're right, there are some variations, and there's cultural variations as well as to what's appropriate culturally. And it's important to be respectful of that, because if I tell you, okay, go stand in a room and do this for 2 minutes, and someone walks in and drags you off to the insane asylum because they think you're crazy because of the cultural nuances of that, that's probably not going to help you feel more confident. So
very true, I agree. So yeah, please friends, take a note that power pose can help you, and just develop that power pose as per your comfort level in life. Wonderful. So please share one productivity hack as an entrepreneur, which is your favorite and which can help people. Can you share something?
Absolutely. So one of my favorite things that I'm smiling because I'm not always good at it, but I try to be, and when I use it, it works really, really well. And it's called chunking. It's setting aside specific periods of time to say, okay, my attention span is about 15 minutes long. That's all I'm going to be able to do. So for 15 minutes, I'm going to turn off all my notifications. I'm going to turn off all distractions. And I'm only going to do this one thing, so that when I get to the end of it, I get to go look out the window for 2 minutes or do something that sort of rewards me. So that then I can do the next chunk on the next task, whatever it is, so that I can get to the end of my day and having done all these things to help move myself forward. So chunking works really well for me to be able to set realistic small steps for myself to be able to get to my bigger goals.
Okay, so yes, take a note, friends. Chunking can help you also. So yeah, challenge you faced in your life and you overcame is something to share. You can please share with us.
So as far as a challenge that I've had, I was thinking back on, you know, some things recently, and one of the things that I would say that I've struggled with a lot, that I've actually heard from a lot of other people as well, is perfectionism. Is that feeling of when you're just starting out, it has to be perfect.
Everything has
and for me, what I was able to absorb is being the best that I can be right now, continuing to learn and grow, so that tomorrow maybe I'm 1% better than I was today, and continuing to learn those things which say I'm a better coach today than I was yesterday, and that's enough.
Fantastic. So it's a little improvement which matters, and that has to be done every day. So that can be really helpful. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Please share some message for the women folk around the world, some strong message which can help them to excel.
Okay. One of my favorite quotes, and I'm just going to make sure I get the name right, is Jane Travis. And it says, if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself.
Oh,
And that encapsulates for me the idea of we speak really harshly to ourselves and we say things to ourselves that we would never say to someone else. So we're important too. We need to treat ourselves kindly so that we can do all the amazing things that we want to do. So if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself.
beautiful. Treat yourself as a friend of yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this wonderful sharing, Elaine. Loved listening to you, and all the best for your future ventures. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much, Charu.
Bye.